That local breaking news alert in the downtown area.
We are expecting an update, as you see right now, from police on a shooting just blocks north of the Veterans Memorial Arena. This is Director Tom Hackney with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Out here to about the 700 block of Spearing Street. Call came in with reports of multiple shots being fired. Officers came out and they found a car that had been shot up. Got there and did a little investigating and found that there was a 22-month-old child in the back of that car that was the victim of that shooting. Fire rescue was called and that child was rushed over to UF Health. Surgery started very shortly thereafter. The child is still in very, very critical condition, even at this late hour since the shooting occurred. Basically what happened is this child, its grandmother and mother were parked in a vehicle in the 700 block of Spearing near where their residence is. An unknown, undescript car drives by, and at least one, possibly two people inside that car begin to shoot at the house and the car, striking both that house and the car that the three were inside. The only one hit in this entire barrage of bullets was this little 22-month-old. This little boy, Aiden Michael McClendon, is got my prayers tonight and is in very serious condition. You know, this appears from what we're learning tonight. This is a gang-related shooting, and this is from what we're learning at the scene from witnesses. This is obviously a senseless, violent, reckless act, and I can tell you that it certainly gets our attention. And I want the suspects who did this to know. I want their family and friends to know that gets our attention, and we will be pouring the resources in to solving this crime. To those friends and family, somebody who would know these two or one that would do this, I want them to know that they could be taking the life of a 22-month-old tonight. There's no excuse for that. Pick up the phone, call the sheriff's office. Let us know what you know. Turn these people in. They don't deserve to be walking the same streets that you and I walk.
Chief, I'm sorry to interrupt, but what is the condition right now of the child?
The condition right now, the child is still in extremely critical condition. It is obviously life-threatening. The child, from the last check that we had, was still in surgery, and that bodes to the seriousness of the offense. I don't have much of a description of the car, and I certainly don't have much of a description of the one or two suspects that could be in that car. We've got detectives out from the homicide unit, from our gang unit that are working this. We've got a lot of resources being poured into this to try to solve this crime. The sooner the better. The people or person responsible for this need to be off our streets and need to be off it tonight.
Is this related to any other shootings that have happened recently?
You know, we've had another shooting this week where a little child was in the car with the double murder that we had. We've had a couple other shootings this evening. I can't say whether they're related or not, but I can say that this particular case, it just exemplifies that this reckless, raw behavior on a chilly night like this there's just beyond excuse.
Chief, January, the month isn't even over, and we're well into a lot of violence happening here in Jacksonville. What do you say to this? I know you said this one you guys believe is gang violence, but we've had drive-by shooting after drive-by shooting. What do you say to all of this continuing to happen on the streets?
Well, you know, you see this, and it's no shock to us that gang and violence go together, that the relationship of those two come together. I think we've seen a lot of that in this month, like you talk about. The senseless nature of this, it continues to draw the attention of the public, and it draws the attention of the sheriff's office. That's where we're putting our resources to catch these suspects, to get them off the street. You know, but it can't be done alone. It can't be done with just us. It's the help of the community. It's the help of those people who may know something. And you can remain anonymous. Crime Stoppers, 1-866-845-TIPS. Call us, let us know. Get that money, put that money in your pocket, but get people that are doing these things, that are perpetuating this violence, get them off the street.
Saying this was gang-related, can you be more specific about how the suspects may have known the victims or the victim and his family?
Well, it doesn't appear, obviously, that the child, its grandmother, or its mother we're an intended victim here. And again, I know we're a few hours into that, but we're still trying to work through some of those details. We believe that somebody was at this house tonight that was an intended target of this drive-by shooting. That is a person that is gang-related. From what we're learning, again, this is a gang-related shooting.
Who are you questioning right now?
Well, we're questioning those that were inside the house, those that were in the neighborhood around here, and they're being cooperative. They're very cooperative. Obviously, when a little baby is like that is struck, people want to come out, people want to get involved, and we're counting on that actually.
Can you say where the baby was hit on its body?
At least in the once in the shoulder and a couple times in the abdomen.
Multiple.
Multiple times. A 22-month-old little baby boy shot multiple times. The senselessness of it just can't be overstated.
Chief, how long do you think they'll be out here tonight?
As long as it takes. We're going to stay out here. We've got a lot of evidence to process here at the scene. We've got, like we talked about, the witnesses to talk to. But when we wrap up and we leave here tonight, we're not done looking for these suspects. Efforts will be made to find them and find them as soon as possible.
And just to get that information out to the public again, what are you guys looking for tonight?
Looking for somebody who may know this. When these things happen, people talk. We're counting on that, and we're counting on somebody to listen. Somebody to pick up that phone and let us know. You know, evidence leads us a lot of ways, but somebody cooperating with the police, becoming involved, picking up that phone, that's what's going to solve this case tonight. All right. Thank you all very much.
All right, that's Director Tom Hackney of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. The briefing there about a shooting, a drive-by, as he described it, gang-related. But the startling news is that a 22-month-old boy is the one who is hurt out of the shooting.
This happening not far from the Veterans Memorial Arena. A 22-month-old boy hit. There were two other people in the car as well, a child and a grandmother. The child, the grandmother, and the mother, all three of them. Suspects, there's 1 to 2 suspects out there. Police have no description of the car those suspects were in, no description of the suspects themselves. They say those two were shooting at a house as well as the vehicle, and the only person hit was that 22-month-old child.
And Director Hackney asking for community involvement. He says the people that were in the area are cooperating, but he thinks everyone who has anything to say about this should contact JSO, including the gang unit is working on this as well. We'll continue following this breaking news for you.
Now, another local breaking news alert we're following as police look for the person who shot